Hello, this is day 2 of my 30-day challenge of speaking in front of the camera and doing so publicly. So, doing so while knowing that I'm going to post this online and there might be people who see this. Although, going by how yesterday's video went, the day 1, there's no one who's going to see this. It's just me and the one friend that I share it with. So, that's also completely fine. That actually takes a lot of the pressure off. It's something that I thought about before I started making this. I thought that maybe it would not be great if no one sees this because I feel like I'm just getting lost, and that's always going to be the case, although I need to get over this feeling, of course. But it would be even worse if too many people saw this because I'm here to embarrass myself. That's the point of this 30-day challenge, that I keep on embarrassing myself for the next 30 days, and eventually I just get better at this. So by day 30 I embarrass myself less when I do this compared to day 1. That is the whole point of it. But here I am still, after having fairly embarrassed myself yesterday, and today I want to talk to you about Diwali. Today is Diwali. It's, if you're in India, you know what this is already, but if you're watching this from outside of India, assuming anyone is watching this again, Diwali is the festival of lights. It's the biggest festival for a lot of Hindus. Hindus have a bunch of gods and a bunch of festivals, and depending on where you are and what your sort of subculture is, you have different gods that mean different things to you or are more important to you, and those different gods have different festivals dedicated to them. This one is dedicated mostly to Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi. She's the goddess of wealth and prosperity. I said something strange instead of goddess there. I tend to do that. I need to get better with that. And it is the festival also, I think, for goddess, for God Ganesh, Lord Ganesh. It's not God Ganesh. God Ganesh sounds funny. And these bloopers, I'm not going to edit them out. They're going to stay there. That's the point of this. That's why it's embarrassing. I don't get to send out a polished version. I said polished, strange, but that's fine. Lord Ganesh. Lord Ganesh is the. This is someone that you've probably seen, even if you're not Hindu or from India. He's the god with the elephant face and the big fat belly. Um, no, I'm not allowed to do that. It's okay to take a couple of seconds of pause, but don't make these filler sounds. No ums, no ahs. Try not to use words such as like. I was going to say like, but then I realized there's something wrong with saying that. Such as like, suppose, I think, I believe, maybe. Just cut out actually, basically, essentially. Cut out these, you can call them filler words. You can also call them non declarative words, words that undermine the authority of whoever is speaking, make them seem unsure or nervous. Just cut them out. Coming back to Diwali, the way we celebrate Diwali, you do a bunch of like puja, no need of like, you do a bunch of puja, which is ritualized prayer, and that is going to happen anyway. But the other way you celebrate this, especially young people, but also people who get older, is by bursting crackers, which is terrible for the environment. I get it, but you still do it because you've been always doing it, and status quo bias. So, what I have here today with me is this bag full of crackers, which I know looks like a lot, or maybe not a lot if you're already Indian and you have seen people with cartons full of crackers. But I have these bag full of crackers that I probably will end up bursting through tonight with my mom. My mom is going to help me. She's also someone who enjoys doing this, and other people who are neighbors who live in the same building that I do. And I'm going to try and take you through them one by one and try to explain what they are to you, assuming that you don't know what they are, and see if I can make sense, even to myself. This is the first one. This is called a flower pot. It's basically a small, no need basically, cut out basically. It's a small conical thing that you place on the ground, and then you light the tip on fire. And then, as you see in this illustration, there's a fountain, sort of, no need of sort of, there's a fountain of light and color that comes out of it. It's mostly light, and the light has color. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's it. I'm getting stuck a little bit, but that's fine. What is this? This is just matches. These are just matches. So there are different colors, as you can see, and you just light them, and you use them primarily as a fuel source, as a lighting source for things like the flower pot I showed you. So you can actually categorize crackers into two broad categories, I would say. No need of, I would say, no need to use categorize or category, the word category, or some derivative of it twice. So think of better ways of putting this. Okay, you can divide crackers into two broad categories. The first category are the things that explode or light up or are the main attraction. They are the things that either have a lot of light or a lot of sound coming from them, sometimes both. The second category are the things that you use to light them up, because a normal candle or a normal matchstick or lighter would take too long, and in many cases not even be sufficient after taking too long. You need a stronger source of fire, of light, of energy to light these up, and that's where things like these come in. So these matches are special matches. You can see they're thicker than, much thicker and longer than a normal match, and they have a bigger, thicker flame, a more hot flame, you can say. And they're fun to just play around with by themselves as well, but you can use them to light other things, which is cool, which is useful. You need a bunch of these if you want to make it through a night full of crackers. Now these were something of a favorite growing up. These are called chakras. No need of you can see the small circles here. So these are small discs. You just put them on the ground flat. There's a bottom and there's a top, and it's important to have the right orientation because the bottom has a slightly protruded center part which keeps the rest of it elevated in the air, and there's a good reason or purpose for that. You light, so it has a coiled string, you can say, not even a string, a coiled rope where there's some explosive material there which can generate a lot of heat and momentum when it lights up. So it pushes out fire, and hence the thing moves against the direction in which it is pushing out fire. So this thing, basically, when you light it up, no need of basically, this thing, when you light it up, it rotates, it starts to rotate slowly, and then it picks up speed if there is no obstacle to it picking up speed. And it rotates very quickly, and then the light coming from the burning part sort of welds into one, and you see basically a circle of centrifugal, is it, outward throwing light and fire with a core with this in the middle, and it looks stunning. Honestly, I'm not doing a very good job of explaining, but you can see this illustration, and maybe that helps. But you have the circle, you don't see it as clearly once it's burning, of course, and then you have this sort of spiral around it. No need of sort of, that is also unnecessary. This is what is called a fool jhadi in Hindi. They're called sparklers, apparently. This is the first time I learned that they're called sparklers. And it is exactly as it sounds. It's a longer version of the matchstick. The, what is it? The color matches. Yeah, it's a longer version of the color matches. It's basically as long as this. And it has this silvery finish, this metallic finish thing stuck on top of a stick, of a metallic stick typically. And this metallic finish thing must have some form of gunpowder or inflammable material. So you put this on a flame for a while, and it takes a few seconds to burn, but once it burns brilliantly, and it sends out these sparkles everywhere as it slowly burns its way down, and it creates a very good combination of light and sound. It looks pretty. So you'll find a lot of people post videos or pictures with this in their hands and they just turn it around. But you can also use it for the primary purpose of burning other crackers, the category 2 crackers, or was it category 1? Maybe category 1 was the stuff that actually like bursts or explodes or lights up, and this is category 2 where you use it primarily to light other things. Okay, this one is a long video. I'm not good at concise explanations, turns out. This is what it says, a twinkling star deluxe. No, that's just, I think, some branding. It's basically a string. No need of basically. It's a string. It's a string with a white base and these sort of small strips of color going around it as well. It's fairly thin and you light it up and it's loose. So all the other crackers so far, or the two lighting ones I've showed, the match and the sparkling thing, they're both solid, they're both sturdy, and they hold their shape. This one doesn't. It's like a rope, so it can sort of move around a little more freely, and you just light it up and it emits again fire and light from one end, and you can use it to light other things, and you can use it to play around and whatever. But yeah, this is a practical sort of cheap option if you want to light many things. These are also sparkles, similar to that one but smaller, and I'm guessing thinner. Also sparkles of red color, it seems, ruby. Color is important. This is another box of the rope thingy, and these are my absolute favorite. These are a nuisance if you're sensitive to sound. Maybe I'll take one out and I'll show you. See, this I'm excited about. Okay, it's come. No, I'll go again. It comes in these small packs, as you can see, and I guess you can see, I'm coming closer. I guess you can see that it's basically made of, no need of basically. I use basically a lot. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that until I started doing this, and now I realize I use basically every third sentence, it seems. So this is basically made of a rope that connects all these red cylindrical things, and each of these things bursts. So there's a master rope here. You light it, you take off the plastic cover, of course, and you light this end, and that light, sort of the fire, travels inside, and then it travels through this and it bursts each of them one by one, and it makes a spectacle. I think I love it. This is a bigger version. The cylinders are thick and it's just big, but you get a smaller version of this as well with thinner cylinders, and it's just like a lot more compact, I would say. Maybe not as compact, maybe this compact, but you get a lot more pieces of that in a single pack. Those are my favorite. I actually light them up with my hand, holding one end to the fire, and then throw them once they light up, which is risky. I do not recommend that you do that. I have burnt myself a couple of times doing that, but I enjoy it way too much to stop. This seems like it would be too much to try and do the same hand throw thing with this. This seems more potent. So this one, I'm going to be a good boy. I'm going to place on the floor as you're supposed to. I'm going to pull out the end that I'm supposed to light up, put it in the air a little, light that up, and then run away the moment it catches fire. That's the safe way to do things. Okay, then I have a bunch of this. So yes, this is it. These are all the crackers I have. My bag is now empty, and I hope this was fun in some way. Tomorrow is going to be different. Tomorrow I might end up talking about something I've learned about speaking on camera or just making content for YouTube. But today I wanted to talk about Diwali because it is Diwali. And happy Diwali if you're watching this, wherever you are, whether you care or not. Thanks for watching this. Bye-bye. Bye.